four-time World Cup champions, ranked 10th in the entire world, the most clinical penalty shootout nation in football history.
Eliminated by Paraguay, ranked 41st, a country of 7 million people that had never won a single World Cup knockout match by normal means in its entire history.
This isn't just an upset. This might be the biggest shock in World Cup knockout history. So how did it actually happen? Let's break it down. Germany don't lose penalty shootouts. Not at World Cups. Not ever. They had won 6 of their previous 7 shootouts in major tournaments. 6 straight since 1976.
Paraguay, on the other hand, had played 5 previous World Cup knockout games in their history and failed to score in every single one of them. 5 matches, 0 knockout goals, ever.
So when these two teams walked out in Foxborough, Massachusetts, on Monday night, almost nobody gave them a real chance. The world would be stunned into silence. Germany came into the match in form, having scored 10 goals in the group stage, tied for the Paraguay, meanwhile, had stumbled through their group, opening with a 4-1 loss to the United States. On paper, this looked like a formality, but football doesn't read paper.
In the 42nd minute, Paraguay's Julio Enciso rose above the German defense and headed home a cross from Matias Galarza. 1-0 Paraguay.
The stadium went quiet in disbelief, had dominated possession, nearly 80% of it in the first half, without anything to show for it.
Germany responded after the break. 8 minutes into the second half, Kai Havertz glanced home a header from a Florian Wirtz cross to level things at 1-1.
But Paraguay refused to fold. Their backline kept absorbing wave after wave of German pressure. The match rolled into extra time, still level.
In the 102nd minute, Jonathan Tah rose to meet a corner kick and headed the ball into the net. Germany thought they had it. The players celebrated, the bench emptied.
Then VAR intervened. After a lengthy review, the goal was disallowed. Officials ruled that Waldemar Anton had fouled Paraguay's goalkeeper, preventing him from making a save. The match stayed level through the rest of extra time. 1-1 after 120 draining minutes. Penalties. This is where Germany was supposed to be untouchable. This is where their reputation was supposed to carry them through. It didn't.
Kai Havertz missed. Nick Woltemade missed. Germany was suddenly staring down elimination.
Paraguay had their own chance to miss back. Antonio Sanabria dragged his effort wide, keeping Germany's hopes alive by the thinnest of margins.
Manuel Neuer, Germany's legendary 40-year-old goalkeeper, then produced a crucial save of his own. This leveled things back up in the shootout. It went to sudden death.
And that's when Jonathan Tah, who had scored what should have been the winning goal less than 20 minutes earlier, stepped up and blasted his penalty high over the crossbar.
Paraguay's Jose Canale, a defender who hadn't even started either of his previous 2 matches in this tournament, calmly stepped up and buried his penalty.
Germany, 4-time world champions, were out of the World Cup. Beaten on penalties for the first time in their history.
This was Germany's first ever penalty shootout loss at a World Cup. Not their first loss of this tournament, their first shootout loss in World Cup history.
Germany had won 6 of their previous 7 shootouts, with the streak going back to a loss in 1976. Paraguay centre-back Jose Canale scored the winning penalty despite not starting in either of his previous 2 World Cup matches. He stepped off the bench and into history. This is being called the biggest World Cup upset since 1994, when Bulgaria eliminated the defending champion Germans in the quarterfinals. Stoichkov went on to win the Ballon d'Or that year. This was also the first time Germany failed, since they last lifted the trophy in 2014, when they beat Argentina 1-0 in Brazil.
The World Cup doesn't care about reputation. Germany arrived with 10 group stage goals and a near-perfect penalty record. None of it mattered when Paraguay's
defenders organized themselves and waited for their moment. For Paraguay, a win is monumental. A nation of 7 million people between giants Argentina and Brazil. The celebrations in Asunción tell you everything about what this moment means. This is also a brutal lesson about the new format. With more teams and more knockout rounds than ever before, even the giants of football have less margin for error.
Paraguay now move on to face the winner of France and Sweden in the round of 16. Germany go home, left to ask the same question every eliminated giant eventually asks. How did this happen?
Did you see this coming? Drop a comment and tell me, is this the biggest World Cup upset you've ever witnessed? Or have you seen bigger? Subscribe for more breakdowns all the way to the final on July 19th.